Okay, I think we can start, Mayor. Hopefully it goes through, okay?
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special meeting of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs Mayor and Council. Today is October 18th, 2023. It's about 5:10 p.m. I call the meeting to order via the Zoom application. Everyone of the public who's participating will have an opportunity to speak during public comment portion of the meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please read into the record the statement of compliance?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, PL 1975, setting forth the time, the date, the place, and the purpose of this meeting through a legal notice published in the record, posted on the Borough website and on the bulletin board.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Kranjak,
Here.
Member Valari, Member Katrubis,
Here.
Member Kim,
I
Council
don't.
President Luciano.
Where's Member Kim? Sorry, I see.
Yeah,
anyone-
Member Kim, Member Simon, and Member Luciano is in the conference room with us. Member Simon,
Yes, here.
Member Di Gregorio. He's not here.
He's here.
Administrator Stern,
Diego-
Member
Attorney
Di Gregorio.
Marinello.
Marinello is here. So is Councilman Di
No
Gregorio.
response.
Councilman Digo, he's here?
He's on, he's driving.
Okay,
David, can you hear us? David? Can you hear us?
see him.
He's there, his name is there, but I don't think he can. It looks like he just rolled his car. David, are you there? Can you hear us? David?
No,
Markham is not being here.
no. Yes, I'm here.
Oh, he is. Okay. I got it.
Can you hear me, David?
Yes, I can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you.
All right, thanks.
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yes.
We're all gonna
Yes, I
rise.
can.
We're gonna rise and do the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can I have a motion to open to the public?
Okay.
Have a motion to open to the public, please, for comment.
Motion.
Our agenda item requires us to open to the public. I have a motion to open to the public.
So moved. I can't hear him.
Have a second. Waiting for a second on the motion to open to the public. Still waiting. Okay, whenever anyone wants to second the motion to open to the public, please just mention it.
There's no motion, move on.
No, we have to open to the public. We're not moving on. This is the agenda
I make a
item.
motion to adjourn. Second.
But I don't see who's speaking because you're all hiding behind somebody there.
We're not hiding behind anybody.
I don't
I make
see,
a motion to adjourn. You see me now, Mayor? I make a motion to adjourn.
we're not adjourning. We're opening to the
And you have a
And you have a
second
second.
with Councilwoman
Whatever.
Simon.
Second, the open.
So, yeah, motion, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Take a
Laura,
vote.
Laura, can you just mute Mr. Luciano for a minute because we're trying to get
No,
through.
she can't.
I know you want to protect Irene Asbury from actually appearing and explaining her bad deeds.
No, you
to
can
us,
move on.
but
You don't
you're
have
not
to.
going
We
to
could-
adjourn this
Your
meeting.
motion
You're
failed.
not adjourning
Move
this
on.
meeting, and you don't have the floor.
Your
You don't
motion
have the
failed. Move
floor.
on.
You don't have the floor. You're not recognized. Don't call out. Ask to be recognized. Follow the rules of Luciano. This isn't a
Okay,
schoolyard.
there's a motion and a second on the floor.
David,
Follow
did you
Robert's
second the
rules of
motion
order.
to open to the public?
I make the motion.
David, did you? All right, the motion to open to the public. David just seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Clown
Hold on.
Luciano.
Wait, I
Hold
call
on.
for a roll call.
That's not a vote. That's
Call
not a
for a roll
vote.
call.
We didn't have a roll call. We had all in
I'm
favor.
requesting a roll call per Robert's rules of order. Roll call,
All right.
Mayor.
All right,
Laura, please make a roll call.
Laura, our resident clown thug Luciano wants to have a roll call on the motion to open to the public.
Member Valari is absent. Member Katrubis,
Yes.
member Kim,
Is he calling Patrick Mullins to ask him,
Member
ask him
Kim?
what to do? You're abstaining from
President
being,
Luciano?
No,
hold on, you're abstaining from being transparent with the public?
we're in a row, Mayor. Keep your
Chris
comments
Kim,
to yourself.
Chris Kim, did you actually just do that? You just abstained from opening to the public?
I don't see the need for special meetings.
I
That's
don't,
why.
you're here, and so you get to be here and speak, but the public doesn't. Chris, is that what you're saying? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go ahead, Laura.
You should be ashamed for not following the rules of order.
That's my move.
member Simon,
Abstain.
member Di Gregorio,
David, we can't hear you. Is that a
But
yes?
that is non-responsive.
It's a yes. Okay, it's a yes. We're opening to the public. Let the record reflect that members Simon, well, Luciano.
Get a drink.
Luciano and Chris Kim refused to open this meeting to the public, which is in line with their transparency agenda here, which is to not be transparent with the public in anything that they do, that they have done, and in the future will do, if history predicts the future. All right, the meeting's open to the public. Anybody wishing to be heard? Please raise your hand virtually.
Wow, see all that? I make a motion seeing no one to be heard. We make a motion to close the meeting to the public, Mayor.
That's fine. Mrs. O'Shea, did you have your hand up? We can't hear
No,
you.
Mayor,
You can-
I
you can
just
try.
signed in. I just signed in, Mayor. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
We're opening to the we're open to the public right now,
About anything?
about anything,
About anything?
about anything.
Okay.
There
Okay.
wasn't a motion.
Can you state your name and address, please? And Chris
Uh,
Kim, stop interrupting the resident.
Mary O'Shea, 12 Irving Avenue, Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. I don't know, somebody was just talking. I don't know what that was. I just want to follow up. I had written a letter to the administrator regarding tax office and that there was nobody there the day before the holiday weekend at 3:30 to take a payment. And I was wondering if they had any answer to my complaint.
They never answered the complaint. In fact, I'm still asking why it is that our municipal employees are not having regular schedules. I've asked the borough administrator, she has not responded. In fact, I've asked the borough administrator what the terms of her employment are, and she hasn't responded. So, when we get an answer.
I believe that
we'll let you know.
Mayor, I believe you responded, you're in charge of the borough. Why don't you make sure it's all right?
You know what, actually, that's funny, because when things don't go. But when you hired Roberta, you never told us what the terms were. You never told me. I've been asking for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. And
You know
Roberta
the
doesn't tell me, and you don't tell me. So what are the terms? What are the terms?
You were at the meeting. You know the terms.
What are the terms for the public?
Play your ignorance game that you play.
No, why don't you just answer the resident? The resident had a good question. Why isn't the tax office open during the stated hours? What's going on with this borough, Roberta?
Why don't we give Roberta a
Very
chance to answer?
unusual circumstance
Well,
that
let her
happened that
answer.
day. Unfortunately, I think our tax collector, Vince Bono, answered Mrs. O'Shea regarding what happened that day. I didn't think it was necessary to follow up. We're changing some protocols in that office because there was someone on vacation and one of the other people had to be out of the office. And there are other ways to pay your taxes, including the box outside the back door. And I believe he mentioned one or two other ways for you to have done that, Mrs. O'Shea.
Well,
But
I
know
had,
that it's an issue.
I had an issue and I needed to speak to somebody and I wanted to come in and clarify it. And,
Come in and
that's
see
what-
me. Come in
What?
and see me.
well, I
Come in
went
and
to the
see me
tax
so we can
office.
clarify it. And then we
It
can
was a
clarify
Friday.
some of the other things that have
That
been
was a
going on.
Friday, Roberta. That was the Friday before the holiday weekend. It was 3:30.
I know.
I made it a point to get in there before 4 o'clock, and Vince Bono did not respond back to me. Nobody responded back to me.
Well, I
Okay.
saw the copy of the email that he sent back to you. I'll resend it.
Can you send
Yeah,
it to all
please
of us,
do.
please?
Maybe he typed my address in wrong.
Roberta, send
I
it to all.
will check that, but I did see his response.
Send
Okay,
it to-
all right.
Send it to all of us.
Because really, if it's supposed to be 9 to 4, somebody should be there. And if somebody in the finance department can't be there, you got to pull somebody from the second floor and put them down there to deal with customers, which residents are your customers, actually. And-
Yes.
and-
It's
it's
definitely on my list, Mrs. O'Shea.
It won't happen again.
All right, well, I
Had somebody sitting in the finance office for a number of months who never went up front for any reason, even when she was sitting there. And that didn't bother anyone apparently.
I don't know whether anybody's there or not till I went there and there was nobody there. It's not my,
Well, as I said,
it's not
there
somebody
should've
that
been a note
I
on the
don't go
door.
there often, Roberta. I don't go there often, okay? But it says 9 to 4 on the wall. It says 9 to 4 on the website. It says 9 to 4. And then the guy that answered the phone says, "Oh no, I work 8:30 to 3:30." Oh wow, okay.
So
Mr.
what are
O'Shea,
the, what are the hours?
apologize to you.
And it will not happen again.
We'll work on it. I apologize that we don't have a response for you immediately at this moment, but we will get back to you.
Who's talking?
We
This is
don't know.
Councilman Kim.
All right,
Okay.
if you're all gonna sit in a room together without separate Zooms identifying you, then identify yourselves when you speak, please. Roberta, so what are the hours now of Borough Hall?
They're 9 to 4.
Except, what are the exceptions?
The exceptions might be if somebody has something else that they have to do, and I allow them to come in at 8:30 and leave at 3:30.
So no one in Borough Hall has hours other than 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock? Is that what
No,
you're
the
saying?
published hours for this borough are 9 to 4. They were changed a number of years ago. From what I understand, they used to
I
be
know,
8:30 to 4:30.
Right, but right now, everyone in Borough Hall works from 9 to 4, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, anybody else from the public? David, I see your hand up. Go ahead. We
That's
can't
the
hear
most
you.
sense I've made from him in a while.
We don't need that, Glenn. You don't have the floor. You're not recognized. Follow Robert's rules. David, what were you saying? We can't hear you.
Can't hear him.
David, you're on mute, David.
Yeah, so you're muted, David. Laura, unmute him.
Let me see.
Can you unmute now, David?
Okay, can you hear me now? I think, thank you, Laura, for unmuting me.
Sure.
Okay, so, there are, as I understand it, there are certain employees that need to work extra hours in order to get health benefits. And the borough administrator should be aware of it. If she's not, she should be get herself aware of that, become aware of that. I don't know their names, but look into their records, and those hours need to be commensurate with earning with enough hours to earn the health benefits. Okay, so I
Are you
just wanted
talking
to
about the person who just left, Councilman Di Gregorio?
say again.
Are you referring to the person who just resigned from the finance office a month
No,
or
I
so
am not.
ago?
I am not. There are two
Oh,
employees.
okay.
Two or three employees need to work a little extra or over lunch. There's some details there that really need to be straightened out to make it fair for everyone and also fair for the residents.
I'm not following this.
What are you
conversation.
saying? Yes, me either. I don't understand.
I'm not following this because we have people who are members of a union and their work hours are stated. And then we have some management people. David, who are you referring to that has a special deal?
No, nobody has a special deal, but there are certain outlined hours. It's written somewhere. I'm not sure who the people are, but I think that's up to the borough administrator to check out.
How do you know about it? I don't even know what the point is. What is the point? That's what I'm wondering.
The point is that certain people are working 30-something hours and others are working a different amount of hours in order to have their health benefits.
What department, what people?
I told you I don't know. That's in the record.
So what are we talking about?
It is in the personnel records, and I suggest that you double check the personnel records so the borough administrator knows exactly.
When did you see the personnel records?
Why was he privy to them?
I did not see the personnel
Okay, so you
records.
don't, what
I
you're saying
know
is you
this.
don't really know anything.
Stop interrupting him.
I know this.
Why don't we just end this by saying, I will check out to see if there's anyone who's working something other than what is
Well,
stated
the
in either the
reason-
union contract
Excellent.
or
That's
their.
perfect.
The
Thank
reason,
you.
the reason
Thank
why
you.
we didn't just end it was because an elected official was speaking and you interrupted him. Okay, that's why we didn't just end it. Mr. Di Gregorio raises a good point. If there's somebody who has an issue with their time, please let us know what it is, but also be cognizant of the fact that Borough Hall employees are subject to a collective bargaining agreement as well.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Gave one person a $20,000 raise last year outside the bargaining agreement.
Okay, anybody else in the public wishing to be heard? Okay, seeing and hearing nobody, have a motion to close the public portion, which I never thought would be so difficult to open in the first place.
I can't hear you.
They need a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Luciano would like a roll call. Let's go through that rigmarole.
Member Valari is absent.
Member Katrubis?
Yes.
Member Kim?
Yes.
Council President Luciano?
No.
Member Simon?
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio?
Yes.
Thank you. Next up on the agenda is a discussion of the chamber, council chamber audio video systems, which clearly are not working well tonight. Who wants to kick that off? I know David's been doing a lot of work on that, and I thank you, David, for doing that, along with Mr. Katrubis. Thank you for that. If somebody wants to speak, just say who you are and let me recognize you, because I can't see who's under Englewood Cliffs. It seems like I see Melanie's head above it, but nothing else.
Yeah, there was no one here, Mayor.
Does anybody want to speak about the audio video system? I know David had technologists coming in and working on it. Can Roberta
Mayor?
give us an update then if no one else can?
Yes, I'd like to. So the people from Tech Media visited us today, and they were able to get part of the issue that Laura had a problem with at the last meeting. Apparently, there's a software issue that may have been overlooked when this was planned. We need to get some information about that bridge between the two pieces, because you cannot have the Zoom and the court reporting at the same time currently, because the cameras are fighting one another. And then regarding
there's
the rest of it, I asked Tech Media to provide us with a proposal for the audio. We have a proposal coming in from BIS, and we're meeting with another company this Friday to let them see what we need. So we will have 3 proposals for the audio portion.
Laura, can you figure out where that noise is coming
Yeah,
from?
I'm trying to figure out who it is. Can't hear it. Everyone is muted.
I think Mrs. O'Shea needs to mute, yeah.
Who? Mrs. O'Shea?
What about Mrs. O'Shea?
O'Shea muted?
She's
Mary,
muted.
can you mute yourself?
She's muted.
All right. All right. Is there anything else for audio video discussion?
No, I'll just say that I'm very glad you're gonna get some more bids in there. There should not be there's only one camera at a time. So a BIS should be able to hook to the camera that's there. But you look, bring the Tech Media in, or any other company that's going to do the audio. I'm sure you've got competitive bids, but I did say, as I mentioned in the emails, that the court has a different little bit of a different audio system. So we have to make sure that that's going to be working and the court is going to be satisfied. Right now, the court's audio, as I understand it, is very good. So we have to make sure that what we do is going to be not disturbing what the court audio is. Now, the other thing is that if you want to do a complete job, you would replace all the speakers and the amplification system itself. So
Yeah, I
know
have that list.
Okay, perfect. Tech Media was going to do a thorough job, and so I would recommend doing that. And because we do have people in the audience that may have hearing problems, so the best we can do with audio in the room and then remotely is perfect. And you know, it's a shame that we had to wait to do the audio last, but that's the way it worked out with this particular thing. We didn't want to interfere at all with the court, so I think we've treaded very carefully here, and hopefully, I mean, I wish it was done months ago, but everything in government seems to take a long time. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Looks like he's down the shore. What's the next on the agenda?
Closed session.
I got a motion to go into closed session, and I had a text from Councilwoman Valari looking for the Zoom invitation, so I'm sending that to her. All right.
She's replying to your text.
Okay, got a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make the motion.
Mayor, can you tell the public what's the need for the closed session?
Have a second?
Second.
Mayor, can you tell the public what the need is for the closed session?
Yeah, so we're talking about some litigation matters, including the valet litigation on the Oprah.
Oh, so we're getting an update on Shelley. Okay, thank you.
I need a second.
Second.
Hey, David seconded it. Laura, what's the phone number for Councilwoman Valari to join? She just asked me.
I have to go into the system, Mayor. I don't have it.
Oh, hold on, I have it.
Let her
Hold
call
on.
your phone.
It'll be in the email.
Hold it right up to the speaker.
Hold on. It sounds like Glenn is saying something dumb again, so we're gonna ignore him and we're going to. Oh, you didn't actually include the phone numbers on the link. Oh, here we go. I got it. It's not on the agenda, but it's, you know. So all in favor for going into closed session?
Aye.
David,
Well, the clerk had to step out of the room, so you gotta wait a minute. I'm gonna request a roll call.
all right, hold on. I'm gonna just recess for a second while I get Maria on board here.
Oh, yeah.
Now what, Laura, do you have Maria's, phone number? that
She
you-
stepped out of the room, Mayor.
Right, I'm gonna have Maria call Laura.
Well, maybe if you text and let her know we're all at the Borough Hall, she is more than welcome to join us.
She's gonna call in. Is Laura back?
No.
Tell her to come back to the meeting.
Here she
It
comes.
is Conflict, New York City.
Yeah, it was included in the email. but-
Oh, yes, it was.
It was included.
Mayor didn't see it, and we can't make him comprehensive. We can't read it for him.
It is included, Mayor. I could read the number.
That's okay. So Miss Councilwoman Valari just called my cell phone. She's on speaker.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second to go into closed session to discuss litigation matters, including the LA litigation under Oprah. And Laura, where are we in the process of getting votes to go?
I'm sorry, Mayor, I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Where are we in the process of getting votes to go into closed session?
We haven't taken any votes yet.
Roll call.
Right.
Do the roll
Have a
call now.
have a roll call. Ms. Valari's on.
Member Valari,
Yes.
I can't see where she's at, Mayor. You
Member
made a comment
Katrubis,
about how you
Right here.
can't see.
Yes.
Oh, on the
Can't see you
phone.
either.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be clear for the record.
Member Kim, Council President Luciano,
No,
Member Simon,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio.
Yes,
It passes. Okay.
Mayor, you should, when you're speaking to her, you should speak, you know how she doesn't like people having side meetings? You should speak to her unmuted so we can all hear. Because that's the first thing Councilwoman Valari would say. You stepped out of the room to have a conversation.
Yeah,
That's not
so-
appropriate.
So her phone was dropping, so technological issues, which we had a couple tonight. She is going to call, the clerk's phone. She's gonna call your cell phone, Laura, and then you could put her on speaker. Okay, so we're going into closed session. Laura, can you just take care of whatever you need to do to get us into
I'm
closed?
doing it,
Is
Mayor.
that Irene's partner, Mr. Epstein? Is he part of her law firm?
Did I miss anyone?
Find out who Mr. Epstein is.
But you're still being recorded, so watch your mouth.
Irene's.
Is it
Yes.
Irene?
Sorry.
First of all, there's no negligence.
Sorry, I gotta repeat it. We weren't
No
recording,
negligence.
I'm gonna repeat it. I'd like to make a motion to ratify the settlement agreement.
Ms. Borges, there is so much noise in the background.
I'd like to make a motion to ratify the settlement agreement that we did at the last meeting. Due to the mayor's non-compliance with the, orders of the court. Second?
Second.
So, let's have discussion.
We have a roll call, please.
No, we're having discussion. We're having discussion, and
We
the
had
discussion
discussion.
is,
had discussion. We just
no,
had
no, we're in
discussion.
public. They were in
We had
public and there's a
discussion. We
motion.
offered you to,
There- We're in public and you
I
don't
call
have
the
the floor.
question.
There's discussion. I am the mayor.
No, I call the
how
question.
much,
No,
what
no,
do you
I
want to
have
discuss
discussion.
now that
The
you have?
discussion is that it was not my negligence. It was misrepresentation by Irene Asbury and her firm did not fully explain the consent order that was being entered into, did not give me an opportunity to deal with it. And that's what this is all about. Mr.
Calling toward and called in reinforcements, instructing all officers to prepare.
Mary, mute your mic, Mary.
I have no idea what's going on there. What are we
That's
listening to?
Mary O'Shea's background noise.
Oh,
Muted.
look,
So Mayor, why don't you just tell the public too about
the problem is that
450
Mr.
emails that you didn't
Luciano is
identify?
just being, look, it's impossible to have a meeting with these people. I've been doing this for 8 years. and I thought that the Gloria O. Aversa problem was bad enough, but then you put this guy in Luciano. Who
We got the Grand Jet
never
problem
going
now.
to let anybody speak, it's just terrible. It really is terrible. At the last meeting last week, Chris Kim admitted that he had no idea what the full settlement terms were either. And I could prove that, okay? And I will prove that. You guys decided to pay Lizette Duffy's lawyer money. It didn't
No,
get
the
voted.
court order,
Mayor.
Be honest and be truthful. It was a
It
court
did
order.
not, nope. All my documents were produced. There were blind copies produced as well. And that's it, it's just, it never stops with these people.
Okay, I make a motion to call the question.
Second.
Mayor, Madam Clerk, please.
Member Member Valari?
He doesn't know what she's talking
Hold on, I can't hear.
Yeah,
Hold
vote.
on,
It's a
there's
vote.
something
It's a vote to ratify the
The
settlement.
resolution, the settlement agreement.
You can't add items to the agenda on special meetings.
Mary,
Anything we want, Mary.
The agenda at a special
That's,
meeting.
that's true. It's out of
Not a
order.
special meeting.
You
It
have to
doesn't
follow
matter.
Robert's rules. You didn't tell the
A
public. you were
special
voting.
meeting, you cannot add items.
Mary,
to
you're
the-
out of order.
This was the
We're in the
reason
middle
for
of
the
a vote.
special meeting.
But it was,
We're
there
in the
was
middle
no
of a
item
vote.
on the
Wait,
agenda.
We're in the middle of
The mayor wanted to do
No item on the agenda.
This is,
Public can't be jumping in. You had to mute the public. Really, I mean,
I just.
We're in the
wanna know
middle
of- As much as I agree with her.
what we're supposed to do. The mayor called for a straw poll.
who are
Now-
you? You don't get to talk. Who are you? Mute him. Mute him. Mute him right now.
oh my goodness.
We're in the middle of a roll call.
I'm looking for
Mute him.
direction. for
Member
this-
Mute
Valari?
him, Laura. Mute him because he doesn't get to talk. You're part of the public,
Yeah.
sir.
I never got to see. the
Can you mute?
Look in your email.
Member Trivets?
Okay, I don't see him here.
Next.
Okay. Member Kim?
That was a yes for if anybody didn't hear.
We didn't hear anything. We don't see.
Councilman Luciano, yes.
Member Simon?
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio?
We can only do so much. What was the vote, please? Vote?
I have 2 nays, 3 yes.
There you go, Mr. Epstein, you have your direction. Now,
Well,
Mr. Mayor,
after-
Mr. Epstein, you don't have the floor, Mr. Epstein. You should not be speaking. You do not have the floor. You could
I make
speak
a motion to
thoroughly
close
outside of this.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Epstein, I suggest you go to Judge Farrington and explain that
I'm
the
not doing anything.
No. You
Instructed
listen.
by
I'm
my
talking to you,
client.
sir. You go to the judge and you tell her that Irene Asbury did not fully disclose the terms of that consent order, okay? And I can prove that.
Mr. Epstein, you have your order.
No, you, Mr. Mayor, you go to Judge Farrington.
We have a
and
motion
explain
pending
that.
with Judge Farrington. We have a
Okay,
motion.
well, I have a motion to adjourn. I motion to adjourn.
I'd like to have an attorney
Second.
also paid for by
I
the
just got a
borough
text
to
message
represent
from
me, guys.
Mr. Katrubis,
Okay.
saying that Zoom is jammed up.
What the hell are we,
That's too bad. But it- Well, that's why you have to come.
Oh, my God.
Okay, take the roll call on the
So can I
adjournment.
make a recommendation? Next time you guys decide to do
Please
this,
take the roll call on the adjournment.
stop talking, stop
No,
talking.
we're
Member
The
adjourned.
next time, Laura, the
Motion
next
to
time we do
adjourn.
is Zoom. Laura, the next time.
There's a
we
motion to adjourn.
And a second.
And a second. Bye-bye, Mayor.
Next time you do a Zoom, make sure everybody
Bye,
comes in
bye,
on
bye.
their own. This doesn't work.
Bye-bye, Mayor.
This doesn't work, okay?
That's your Zoom
That's your
meeting.
Zoom
It should be in person.
It should be in person.
You should have called it in person, but you're down the shore instead of in
I'm
Angle
not down at
Cliffs.
the shore.
I know, I
I'm
can
actually
tell
not
by
down
the
at
back.
I'm not there.
Take the roll
Yes.
call.
Member Valari?
Melanie,
Member
please,
Katrubis?
call.
He's not in there either. Member Kim? Councilor Luciano?
Absolutely.
Member Simon?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, you guys don't want to let me have a
Mr.
attorney.
Epstein, please call me if they file a suit. I'll gladly come and testify.
That's all right.
You don't have the floor. You don't have the
Mr.
floor, Mr.
Epstein,
Epstein.
I just want to apologize.
You don't have the
for
floor.
having to
No
limit
need to
this
apologize.
type of.
You don't have the floor.
Neither do you.
Are you talking to me?
Used to it.
Good night, Mayor.
Okay. I'm gonna leave this meeting now.
Good night.